Scott was one of the most amazing kids that I've ever met. He loved life, he loved people, he loved his cars, he loved everything that moved and had anything to do with transportation. He just was an awesome kid. He loved anything that moved. From the time he was 3 years old until the end, he rode a motorcycle. He bought his first car when he's 11 years old, and he restored it with his dad. But he didn't just love his car. He loved any cars. He loved everything from supercars, Lamborghinis. He loved all the way down to a Ford Maverick, which we disowned him for. But he loved everything. He loved cars. He loved being able to get someplace and go someplace and see how things worked and tinker with them until he made them work. But on May 17th, 2011, Scott was leaving school in his Z to go and pick up his dad. It was a little bit drizzly that day, but he had an accident. Nobody knows why. The witnesses don't know why. He lost control of his car, and unfortunately, he was broadsided by an SUV coming the other direction. At the accident scene, he was actually dead on scene, and when the paramedics arrived, they revived him by the grace of God, which is actually part of what allowed him to become an organ and tissue donor. The staff at CR Donor Services came to us when Scott had been pronounced brain dead and there was no hope for him to recover, and they were able to tell us that Scott was a registered organ and tissue donor. He always wanted to be giving of himself. One of Scott's aspirations in life was to join the Peace Corps so he could go and do things and see the world and do things for other people. So he is doing things for other people and seeing a little bit of the world, hopefully, too. When the staff was able to tell us that Scott was a registered organ and tissue donor, it was a huge relief to us, because even though we knew that it aligned with what our beliefs were and what my husband and I wanted to do if we were in the similar situation, to know without a doubt that that's what Scott wanted, and to know that we were helping him give the gift that he wanted to give, brings us comfort to this day. We like to say, on the day that our family got the worst news of our lives, 5 other families got the best news of theirs, and we sort of live vicariously through that. Scott was a car guy, and Scott came from a family of car people, and Scott knows that every car guy has a generous heart. It's a generous spirit. It's what you guys do. You guys just happen to have the passion, gear oil running through your veins. But Scott would tell you to live on, to drive on, to be an organ and tissue donor and save lives and help people whenever you can.